Hi Internet viewers, Frank Rauscher again. We're marching on doing the Kinglet. That's this little guy. And he's kind of cute. He's small. He's not that big. He's chubby. And we're going to, as we did in the last video, we marked up all our feathers. Well, most of them, not the tail feathers, but the wings. And we got the area for the mantle going, and what we're going to do is we're going to pursue on, and I'm going to show you how to burn these in so we can relieve them and get them up so that we can march on, and I'll show you how to do that. We're going to get a staging for them. We're also going to, I don't know if we'll have the time to texture it, but we'll get you pretty far. And I'm going to do one side, and you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So we'll try to save a little time on this as far as I'm duplicating the same thing. So when I show you how to burn in these feathers, I think that should be sufficient enough to know how to do it on the other side, and then we could save some time, and what you do on the left side you do on the right side, and so on. So I think this will be interesting to show you how I do it. And also I want to mention some people have been asking me for different pieces of equipment and so on. Like everything else that's going up these days, I was surprised some of the pricings are jumping in the equipment stage. So I'll try to keep you abreast of that. I had a rude awakening with a couple of pieces, and I just wanted to let you know that. But some people were asking about dust collectors. I'll try to guide you on that. I don't sell them myself anymore. I used to. One I like in particular, and if anybody's interested in that, I'll pass that information on to you. And I think you'll like that if you take a look at it. And the company is still out there. Okay, prices have gone up a little bit more than what I was used to, but I'm sort of dating myself here as far as the movement of prices and how things are inflating a little bit more. So I'm going to pursue on. I'm going to show you what bits to use, and I use the Optima burning pens and unit, which I like a lot. It's the Optima one. I do handle those if anybody's interested. I have the pens, I have the machines, and if you're looking for a decent burner, I do have those. The other thing I'm going to ask you as well, like I normally do, is if you enjoy these videos, I would ask you to give me a thumbs up. And if you could subscribe to my channel, boy, that really helps me out a lot. If anybody would like to contribute to what I'm giving you as far as information, I appreciate that too. If you can afford that by sending something in, that would be great. I really would appreciate that. I do have a catalog available, and it has a lot of the products I handle, and some it doesn't. So if you're looking for something in the carving world, if I don't have it, I'll try to put you on to what I think is the best for your money. So I'll be there for that as well. So, hey, fire any questions and I'll try to answer them and help you out on that. And the other thing too is, if you do like the channel, like I said, if you can give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you have friends that may be interested in wanting to do birds or animals and things like that, if you could reference me on so I can get my channel to grow, I'd appreciate that greatly. So other than that, we're going to move down and I'm going to show you what bits and show you the burning unit that I use, and you'll watch me as I approach it, okay, and how to do it. So bear with me and we'll march on. Okay, we're back again. I heavied up the pencil work on this. I'm going to do this side. I'm going to ask you to do the other side, but I'm going to show you here. I sort of wanted to finish this side because the way I was drifting in my video, I wanted to get so we're centralized so you can see everything. So I'm redoing this, but we're going to do this side, and I'm going to ask you to do the other side, and I'm going to show you how to do it, okay? So the first thing we want to do is we want to get our burning unit, and I'll use the Optima 1, and I'm using the P12S, or the the 12S, I should say. And this has almost like a knife blade type, and it's real thin, really does some real nice work. Now I'm going to just check my burn so I'm not burning so dark and stuff like that. This looks okay. We'll give it a shot. Right now it's between 6 and 7. Hope I didn't bang that out of the way here. I'm going to do that right here in our viewpoint. I'm going to come in on this first feather here, which was off of center, and I'm going to burn that. And how I do it is I burn it halfway, and then I come back and I do the second half, and get that. Okay, now that's the first one. Then I'm going to do this row coming down. So, and doing nothing with the mantle. The mantle line is running from here all the way down. I don't want to burn that at all. Okay, so here we go. I'm doing this first feather that we marked in, and let's see if I can't stay focused on what I'm doing here. I tend to talk and not pay attention where my hands go, and sometimes I go out of view. So I'm doing this video again. If you happen to see some of the work done on this side, that's because the first video I drifted out of the camera range, and I'm not trying to keep it a secret to you guys. I'm trying to show you what I'm doing. But I tend to talk and not pay attention. I hope I don't do it on this video. So we're trying to get you here. I'm staging this down on every one here. And then you have the 3 up front, so I'm not going to go into them. I'm going to come in here and turn. Now I'm going to do these. Once I get down to where the 3 little ones are, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to just come right up to the mantle. That one in. That wasn't my best shot, but there's 2, and then here's 3. Just fit in there. Okay. Now I'm going to finish. There's one more feather that goes into this set that we did coming down, and that turns right there. Now I'm going to come back on here. And one thing I learned from doing the other side, this here material has to come down, and I'll show you how to do that too. That's just a lot of material that when we initially shaped the body, we should have came in here and took that down lower. So I'm going to show you how we recoup after the fact, okay, that we didn't get everything. And that happens along the way. If you see where you get a high spot on your piece and you can tell it's not right, then you go in and reshape it. And that's what you try to do. Now, a lot of this, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you right now, before I do anything more, because all this material right in here, and I'm going to use the pencil, even though I have it marked in pencil, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to lower all of this right in here, because it should have been rounded more back here. Maybe not the tail at the time, but this is really squared up. This almost has a flat, a corner, and then it drops down. I'm going to ask you to get the pear-shaped ruby, okay, like this. And I'm going to ask you to come in and take this down. But you see where I did the first feather and then the second feather, and then you got third, fourth, and this group down. I'm not concerning myself as much as I'm just going to come in. Most of this is coming out anyway. So I'm taking that down. I'm almost not even touching the drop wing, which is the grouping that goes down further, but this is just too high. And I wanted you to see how much I'm taking off. I'm not going into the tail, but it's between the tail and this other grouping that drops down further, okay? So I pulled this back so that when we actually go in to burn it, it'll be smooth enough that we can draw on it. Okay, so here we go. I took that out. And this is where, remember when we rounded the body in here? We should have came back further and did it here. Same way as on the other side. But we're going to get there. Now that I blew all that out, if I look back here, I have this feather over here. This one is going to be here. This piggybacks off. I'm duplicating this feather over here now. Okay, and for those who are looking at the pattern, that would be, let me flip this around. When it's upside down, I can't figure it out. So we're doing this grouping coming down, but it's actually, we're doing this side. So we're doing 1, 2, which we have 1 and 2, and then we do 3, which is this one, and then you got this grouping going down. So what I need to do is get 3 in again. So I'm getting 3 in like this. It still may be a little higher because I'm feeling as if I'm going uphill a little bit. Let me just take a little bit more off. I can just sense it when I draw that there's too much of a rise right there. So I took that down. Now, this last grouping, which is the drop wing, which is this right in here, I almost didn't touch that, okay? But I'm not trying to avoid it. I just didn't get there. So let's try this. This will only make it easier for you by taking that material out that you, when you go to put the burning in, it'll go better. Let me see how we got that. We got that, and this is going to piggyback right off of this one. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3. Then you got this one. This one piggybacks off of that one. Then this one piggybacks off of that one, and so on, coming down, okay? And you have this one here too, okay? So let's see, let's count. So I got the right here. Here's 1, 2, 3. But then off of 3, I got 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now, I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to finish that one, which is this little one right here. I didn't really do much to destroy any of this pencil work. So I really needed to take the material out right in here. And now I'm going to come back with the burner, and I'm going to follow my burn lines. So what I do is I give the pen a chance to heat up, and it does fairly fast. It cools down pretty fast too when you shut it off. So I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to turn halfway, then I'm going to come around right here, and I turn in. Okay, so there's your 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to come in here, follow this one down, and piggyback right off of that one. Come here, and piggyback off of that one. Got one more right here. Piggyback off of that one, and one to go. Okay, now we have these 3 groupings, which is these guys right here. They're right in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in. They start right up to those real little ones. This is the top one, so you do that one first. And you come around. You got that one. And the second one, we come down, and we pick it back off of that one. And then we got a third, which is right here. And I turn right there. So we got those 3. Now I'm going to start on these guys coming down. This is your first one, which is on top. And like I said, I only do half the curve because it's hard trying to control the whole thing with one swing of a circle like, okay? Now these get a little wider as they come back, and then they pull in tighter, and then they turn, and they're all going to end up on this run right here. They're all piggybacking right on the same run, that line. Now I'm going to do the next one. I come in here, lay this. Now I have a magnifier, the optimizer, but I have several of them. Some of them have lights. I find that even as good as my sight may be, I still like magnification because I can see it better in what I'm doing. So I would make recommendations if you don't have them. These fit around my head and they go right over my glasses, and they're really helpful in getting the detail in. Now I'm going to do the next one, which is here, and I slide down, And I'm following that line as religiously as I can. And I'm going to turn here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you got one more now, and that's this one. Let me just heavy that up, because sometimes in handling this, you lose the pencil line. So this comes all the way up to the end here, and it's the last one. It circles around there. There isn't actually another one in there, but I'm going to show you that in a second here. So I'm going to put my burner on that line, keep it right on that line. I'm going to come up, and you can see it's wider up here and thinner back here. And we take that right on up, and then I make it piggyback right off that last one we had. So there's almost like a straight line here where they all end up at. Now, there is one more feather, and it joins up with, you have these three, 1, 2, 3, and where the end one is, that's going to slice down, but it's going to go under this feather. So it goes like this. It starts out here, and you bring it down, and watch me on this. When I get to here, it collides in with the one we did just before, and that feather goes under there. So there is actually another feather there. So we have all ours burned in now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to relieve these and the style I do it, okay? And I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do it, okay? I have a device, or a bit I should say. I'm always using the ram grinder. I like this one a lot. So I push this. I keep this bit out because we're reaching in a lot, and it's good to have this a little, if you have it all the way in, you're gonna bang this handpiece. So I keep it out a little further, but you can't keep it out way out. It's not gonna ride right. Now, I'm gonna come in here. Let me explain something before I start. There's a sequencing for doing these. This is the first feather that I want to get relieved because this is on top. These are going to follow these, but first we do this one, then this is the second feather we want to relieve. And we're going to relieve all of these coming down, okay? There's not the 3 down here, but from here up, okay? We're going to do these, and while we're down here, we will undercut these small ones so we don't forget, because this is on top, these are following next, these are on top of these, so that's why we're going to do these next, and then we'll get all of these, do 2, 3, and all of these down to here, and then we come back, and this 1, 2, 3 area, which is these guys right in here, come next, and then the drop wing one, all these are the last ones to get done, and it's like a staging effect. So let me show you. This is a diamond with a safe end. It does not have any diamond on the end. So, and I'm running this at a full 45,000 RPMs, okay? Now here's what I do. I lay this right up to the burn, and I try to keep my barrel flat as I can. And I'm not going deep at all. I just want to get, and I don't care about the feathers around it. I'm trying to undercut just that one feather. Okay. Now, you should have a little lip that if you put your nail in there and you get a little resistance, That's all you need as far as lift. Now I'm going to clean this one up a little bit, just hit the surface. Then I'm going to come in here. I'm going to do this one up to the mantle up here and stop. Then I come around and do the next one. And you want to clean up the surface. And if you have a real steady hand, you don't have to come back and sand any of this, because this is a real fine diamond and it really does the job, and you don't have to come back on it for when we go to burning the detail. Now, I keep on coming down, and I said I'm going to do this one next, and then we start getting into these real little ones. So I'm going to lay my bit right up next to it and get one out. And these are just about have to touch them and you get them out. Okay, there's all three. Now I'm going to complete the next one. It was this grouping coming down, and this will come right into here, up to those little C's. And we have just a little ridge all the way through there, okay? It's like a shingled effect. Now, I'm going to do, for those where you want to maybe keep a sharp edge, which is your stop, you could do this, because we lost a little bit of the burn button up to these guys here. So what you could do is get your pen, come back in, and burn that one in, burn that one in. You know, to continue right on up to that feather grouping in front of it, but stop right before you get there. And this keeps everything real sharp and clean, so that when you go to do the rest of these, you have a burn line that you can follow. Now, I've been using the safe end, and I like these a lot, but I'm going to show you an alternate that you could use as well. But this means you got to have a steadier hand. This is a ruby flame. If you have a diamond one, that could do too. And I keep them sticking out too a little bit more than I normally do. And you have to be steady with this. Now, I'm going to come in and do this grouping here and the rest of it down here with this one. So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to clean, and I use the point as the lead here. So I'm undercutting with the point. I'm going right up to the burn, just lifting enough wood to get that feather raised up slightly. Not crazy. Now this one here, because we still had a lot of material around it, you could undercut this a little heavier right in here. Okay, just right here, because I think this ball's going to go away here eventually. But just to show you how it's going to go away, watch this. So I'm going to come in with this bit. This whole piece just popped right out, okay? Eventually, we're really going to dress it out, but just to show you what we don't need there, that's out of the picture now. Now, I'm going to undercut around here. I'm going to come back here. And again, you only need to get it just slightly raised. Then you come and do the next one. And if you lose an edge and you want to come back with a burning pen to give you that sharp stop, that's smart to do too. Now, for those who aren't real steady, it may be better to use the safe end. But if you feel confident that you could do this and your hand's steady and you're not getting wobbly and stuff like that, this is another way you can do it, okay? And it all depends on your capabilities, okay? Now, I notice I'm losing this feather here, the burn. So what I'm going to do is just stop my machine for a second. And if I did lose something before, like up in here, say I didn't get these well enough, you could come back and just see if my burner's burning here. Did I turn that on? Yeah, it's on. Okay. If I come in here, see, I could sharpen up that line that butts right up to the grouping in front of it, okay? And for this one, which I'm losing some of my burn line, I'm gonna come around and do it again. And then let me shoot this one straight up and in, like so, okay? So now I got them all back the way they should be. Now I'm gonna go to my ram grinder. I'm going to undercut. Well, let me do this. I'm going to take this feather down just a hair. Just a hair. You're not losing the burn. Now I'm going to undercut with my point all the way around the feather. Okay? Then I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to undercut. And I'm going to come all the way down to this grouping. That's how it goes. And then I'm going to undercut a little more in the end here. Put the next feather down. And notice I'm sloping it this way. This is like a shingle effect. And it's sloping and coming this way. It's not going out, and I'm going to show you that in a minute with my finished one. So what I'm doing is I'm undercutting. At the same time, I'm dipping it down this way. And then we do the last one, which comes around here. It comes down here. And I'm losing some of my burn line. I can see that. And I don't want to go into these guys. I don't want to mess these guys up here. If they're there. And then the last one, remember it faded under before we got to the end. So you can undercut that one just a little bit like that. And that will raise that one up and so on. Now these here, this one, and here, looks like I had a light burn in it and it didn't get it deep enough, so I'll come back. I just want to show you that you can always come back on your work and give the pen a chance to get up to temperature, which should be pretty fast. Most of these do that. Coming in here. And this actually acts as a stop. Just like if you were doing it with a knife, you make a slice in. That's just basically what we're doing here. We're slicing in. And then when you come to run your knife along there, you would slice it right up to that line. And then you could see I lost a little bit connecting up to here, but that's fine. And if you get into the right track, your burn will follow the last burn you had for the most part. Okay. And then that one. Okay. Now that I sharpened that up with the burn, now I'm going to come in Now I'm making it look easy, so sometimes the safe end bit will help you better to be more steadier. It depends on your dexterity or ability. So what's happening is these are pulling around, okay? These are getting, this is rolling this way, then this one rolls down, this one rolls down, and they pull around. And I'm going to show you that on my finished one. Let me show you that. Here's my finished one. And if you look at these, this drop wing here sort of curves inward a little bit, okay? And right now, this will be the top one, and then they step down as they go in. So you're getting that stepping effect, which pulls these in a little bit, okay? So these won't be so straight, and we're going to undercut. This is going to be the last step I'm going to ask you to do on this, is for this line here coming up here, I'm going to ask you to undercut it. And I'm going to do it like this. Right from here, I'm just going to ask you to get the point and come out here a little bit and just undercut that last one. This is your wing. And for now, we're going to do a little more on that. But this is all I'm asking you to do right now. Now you have all of these relieved in here. And if you've got any ripples in there and you go nice and easy, you can come back and with a light touch, straighten them out. If you lose something and you want to burn it in again a second time on the same line, it sharpens it up. And that's one way to do it. I'm going to ask you to do it on this side and on the other side. I screwed up on the video on the last one when I did this, so I'm doing this side and showing you again so that I'm in focus, hopefully. So if you could do this, excuse me, and get this side done and then do this side exactly the same way, that'll be great. And then we'll go on from here and I'll show you how to detail more of this. But you need to undercut just a little bit, and you can see that. And that's using the point of the flame. If you were using the safe end, you do the same thing. You lay the safe end right up there and you take some of that back. You know, you're undercutting it right along that burn line, that last one. So if you could do that, that would be great. And I will hope that you enjoyed the video. And if you did, I would ask you to subscribe to my channel. And if you could ring the bell for me there for approval, that helps in the algorithms of YouTube. And if anybody wants to try these, you know, I have kits for them. I have the pattern, the feet, the eyes, and the blank. And this is basswood blank. It's a real good one. And you can follow me along with it if you want. And I have a lot of other, right now I just updated my catalog, and I probably have about 40 or 50 additional kits that I've done over the years that are available now. So if anybody wants a catalog, write to me, and this way I'll get your email that way. Ask for a catalog, and my email address is Rauscher, Rauscher, Frank, Frank, 7 @gmail.com. And I will get a catalog sent out to you electronically through the email. And if I can help you out with anything or any questions, definitely give me a holler, and I'll try to help you out wherever you may have any difficulties, or you're looking for certain equipment or something like that. My catalog doesn't carry everything that I carry. It has so many pages, but if you're looking for something, I could try to probably have it, or I'll direct you to where you can get it. So hope you enjoyed this video, and then we'll move on. But I think you're going to really enjoy this one. He's a cutie, and we'll get that going. And I'll show you. These are the birds as I go along. I'm going to do different styles and everything else. This bird, if you notice, he's real chubby in the front, and that's what we're trying to do. They are chubby, and they're real small. And in a lot of cases, they have a cross wing here. They're crisscrossing. I made this a drop wing. I made the tail go up a little bit, and the head I went and moved it up a little bit. So you can change positions on birds, and that's what I tried to do on this one. My original doesn't look like this at all. So I'm trying to give you ideas on how to maneuver the bird, and then maybe one of these days I'll do another video on how I make the patterns. Okay, they're not that hard, but for me, I've got an ability to draw, and I'll try to give you some ideas on how to do that, and I'll help you out. And if you're looking to get to do something sooner, contact me, and I'll try to help you out there too. Okay, so I hope to see you on the next video, and I hope you enjoyed what you saw today, and we'll move on. And probably the next video, we're going to detail all these. We're going to do the burning, to put the quills in, and the texturing of the drop wing. Okay, so stay with us. It's a step-by-step, and we get you there. And before you know it, we'll be doing something like this, where it's finished and it's painted. Okay, so see you on the next video.